We spoke to Sarah, that's not her real name, and we've distorted.
What we didn't realise is the game actually had like a...
Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. I hope you're all doing really well. So welcome to today's video. It's time for the weekly grocery shop. We're going to Aldi, Farmfoods and Asda, and we're going to have lots of fun whether we like it or not. I don't really have the energy today. Do I ever? Because one of my kids had a really blocked nose last night, the little ones, and he kept waking up in the night, and so I've not had the best sleep, but alhamdulillah. We did manage some sleep, and he's gone to school. His nose was better this morning. So inshallah, they all have a great day at school. And today I want to do the shop, do a bit of meal prep. Let's see how the day goes, loves. Let's go. Let's not waste any more time. Time's a ticking. Aldi shopping done. So Aldi shopping is done. Here's my beautiful receipt, £80 it was. And now we are gonna head off to Farmfoods and Asda. Hello everybody, so I'm back home now. Shopping is pretty much done. Aldi spent about 80, Farmfoods about 70, and then Asda 19. But I was gonna get meat from Asda, but they hardly had anything, I don't know why. So Keel's gonna get me some meat from Worldwide, so that'll probably be around £30. I'm not gonna do a haul because it's gonna take too long. Sorry loves, time flies when you're having fun. I'll show you any exciting items. Actually, one item that I was really excited about. These are big tortilla wraps. So you know, in America, they always show wraps and burritos. They look like they're packed with filling. The wraps don't look like the normal tortilla wraps that we get in the UK. I'll show you the ones that are the normal size compared to these. But I was so excited to see these because I really wanted to make like big chunky wraps like they do in America, and they fill it with loads of filling, and then they wrap it up, and then they cut it, and then they split the wrap, and you look at the filling and it looks delicious. I found the wraps, guys. I think these are gonna do it. So I'll make like a nice chicken filling, and I think tomorrow for dinner we'll have those wraps or burritos, chicken ones. I can just picture it, I can just taste it already. So this pack was $2.99 and there's 18 in there, which is plenty. Yes. Gone crazy over that. Everything in the UK is usually smaller. In America they do things bigger, don't they? Bigger and more exciting, I guess. There's these chocolate and orange loaves. Chocolate and orange loaf cake. Let me show you, I'll give you a closer look. Go on. They were only 57p each. I guess they're on offer, but they look delicious, don't they, mashallah? So I got 2 of those. And I don't think there's anything particularly exciting apart from those items. But I just want to get everything put away and inshallah have some lunch, breakfast, lunch, brunch. And then we're going to do some meal prep. Alright, sounds like a fun afternoon. It's not fun, so you're going to join me to make it more fun for me. Look at these poor metro rolls or fake Subway rolls are a little bit squashed, bless them. I tried to put all the bread items and the soft like pastries in a separate bag. So look at the difference between the tortilla wraps. So these are the normal sized ones. Got these from Aldi. I don't know if you can tell, but they're definitely smaller. So that's to the edge. Then these beautiful big giant ones. What am I going to do with all these tortilla wraps? Maybe these I can use instead of lasagna sheets. So it's 1:45 now and it's time to do some meal prep. I'm sorry, the washing machine is running at the moment. So what I'm going to try and get done in about the next hour, I'm kind of dedicating just 1 hour, no more, no less, it's probably going to take 2. I've got 4 onions here. So what I want to do is prepare today's dinner, pilau. I want to make some kebabs for a meal for another day, so for cheeseburgers. So the burger inside for that. I've got some lamb mince. I'm going to use half for the kebabs, and then I want to use half for a lasagna. Then I want to cut up some chicken thigh pieces, maybe marinate them, and you know the burritos, the tortilla wraps, that's going to be tomorrow's dinner. So for now I've got 4 onions, 2 are for the pilau. They're kind of small. I was thinking, should I peel a few more or what, but it's okay, they'll do. You'll do, guys, right? I'm going to peel and slice 2 of them, 3 of them. One's for the lasagna, 2 are for the pilau, and this little tiny one is for the kebab. So I'm going to process it in the little food processor. Also, I'm wearing home clothes because I'm going to smell. I've got paint on this scarf, don't mind it. I've had this scarf for ages. If you've noticed anything with me, I don't really throw my clothes away that often. I'll wear them a lot before throwing them away. This apron, I've had it for ages. I need to buy a new one. I want to get like a personalised one, maybe soon. Shams's kitchen, a welcome with love, that's what it's gonna say. And then I was thinking I'd make like an after school snack for the kids, maybe some pizza muffins, because after school they are usually starving, and my kids have a school lunch. I could easily make them packed lunches, but they're used to school lunches and it is easier for me actually. But I'll tell you, you know the portions that they give them, I'm pretty sure they're tiny, because I've done supply teaching, so I'm a maths teacher by profession. Although I've never really worked full-time as a maths teacher, but I've done supply teaching. So I worked for an agency in the past. I'd go into different schools, and sometimes I'd get a call in the morning for a certain school, or maybe for a week or whatever. But so I'm qualified to teach high school students, so that's 11 to 16. But with supply, they'll send you to any school. So usually, most of the time, I'd be sent to cover maths classes, but it might be different lessons. A few times I've sent to cover primary lessons, and I found that really difficult because it's a completely different format to secondary or high school. They have like phonics lessons and reading the books to the kids and stuff. I found it really hard actually. The older kids I can handle, and like you have a class of students and you kind of get on with things, but to be engaged all day with the little ones, couldn't do it. But anyway, the whole point of me telling you this is because once I was supervising lunch, so they've got the canteen where they eat their lunch. The portions they got were tiny, and I was looking thinking, those portions are really small. So for example, they'll be having mash and some fish fingers, peas, and like tiny portions. I was like, oh my god, can't they give them a little bit more than that? So my conclusion is basically that that's why my kids are always so hungry after school, because the portions they get out of school are tiny. So anyway, I thought I'd make some pizza muffins if I get the chance, but I don't know if I will. Okay, I'm going to peel these and then I'll get back to you, otherwise it's just going to be too much of a teary interaction. Okay, so 2 of these onions for the pilau, let's just slice them quickly. This onion is for the kebab, so I'm just going to slice that in half, and then this one's for the lasagna, so let's dice it quickly. So in essence, wow, I'm so posh. In essence, we are prepping how many meals today? For the next hour, inshallah, 4. Because you've got the lasagna, we've got the pilau, then we've got the kebabs, and we're going to marinate the chicken thigh for the burritos tomorrow, inshallah. So that's 4 meals, guys, loves. What can I say? Okay, that's the worst dicing in the world, but it's done. For the kebabs, I need to sharpen this knife now. 1 tomato. These little bits here are going to go in the chopper now. Please excuse the mess. Inshallah, it'll be cleaned once the meal prep is done. I was just getting this from up there. It landed, the blade, because it was on the side, not inside the jug thing. It landed on my hand and I've got a little slice, so I'm going to have to plaster it up now. Princess plaster. But a real princess. Ugh. No pain, no gain, right guys, right? As they say. What are we putting in here now? Go on. We're sticking the onion and tomato in here. I would have put green chilli in, but the ones I've got are frozen and sliced. got 1 kg of lamb mince here. I should have bought more actually. But like I said, I came out to get it from Worldwide. I should have put 2 kg, but I put 1, but it's fine. We'll make do. So half of this is gonna be used for the kebabs. Does it feel a bit frozen? Wow. Don't know why that's impressive. Yeah, so half for the kebabs, half for the lasagna. Let's just measure it out directly into this bowl, which is where we're going to mix all our ingredients. What if the meat man, the butcher's tried to rip me off? So I'm measuring 500 into here. That's 500 exactly. Amazing. You know, what if I'm measuring 500 into here and then he's only put like 300 extra? What if it's 800? It'd be really shocking that. Let me check. Let me check how much is in here. I'm nervous. Are you nervous too? 506. Wow. What a bargain. You gave a bit extra. 6 grams extra, mashallah. So okay, there we go. We're going to put the tomato and the onion chopped, the processed one, into here now. You know the reason I'm making sure I do some meal prep this week, because like I do meal prep, as you'll know, but some weeks I might not do much. And I hate those weeks, to be honest, because like yesterday I had to go Asda. I've gone today to Asda. I went yesterday to get some meat to cook because we were all out of meat and it didn't make sense, and I was all out of ideas as well, and I thought, that's it, I'm definitely going to plan my meals for this coming week because I've had enough. I hate having to think on the go. It's just too much effort. I'm not going to put anything too exciting in these kebabs because I'm going to put them in burgers. I've got cheese slices, maybe some mint sauce, so it doesn't need loads of flavour in the actual kebab or the burger. 1 tablespoon of garlic and ginger paste. Let's stick that in. It smells great. I should have bought some more this week, or like I said last time, I need to make more, which I haven't yet. So apart from all that, all I'm adding 1 egg, half a cup, it looks smaller, but yeah, half a cup of gram flour. You can use plain flour if you like, or another flour, elderflower. I'm joking. Don't use elderflower. A teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of garam masala, teaspoon of red chili flakes, and then about a tablespoon of lemon juice. If I had time, I might have added some coriander, like chopped coriander. I'm going to go in with my hand, not the one with the princess plaster. I'm going to go in with my right hand, mix that all together until really well combined. Until you say well, I never, because it's so well combined. If you can't laugh to yourself while you're meal prepping in your own kitchen, talking to a camera and no one else is there, then when can you laugh? You know? Squelchy squishy goes the mince as we walk through the woods. Sorry guys. So I'm going to cover, oh my plaster's coming off because I just washed my hands, clever. So I'm going to cover this for now, I'll put it in the fridge and I'll shape the kebabs to freeze afterwards because I'd rather just get on with making the rest of the food for now. So the mincemeat for the kebabs is in the fridge. Now we are going to make the mincemeat sauce for the lasagna. So we've got about a tablespoon of oil. Just going to chuck the mincemeat straight in. 506 grams. Do you remember? The butcher didn't rip me off. He would never do that. Got my meat masher here. Got this from TikTok shop a while ago. You can get it from Temu. Sure, you can get it from Amazon, but it's probably more expensive. eBay is probably a good place as well. Just search for meat masher. I'll try and put a link in, but it'll probably be to an Amazon one. And it's usually a bit more expensive from there. So we're just going to wait for the mincemeat to go brown and release its water. Then I'm going to add the onions in. You know what I'm going to do to save time, be more efficient? First of all, I'm going to put these eggs back. This is going to go on the back burner here. We are going to start off the pilau here. Going to add some oil in, about half a cup. I'll link the recipe or check a couple of videos back for chicken pilau if you want to know what to add and how to make it, because I'm not going to list all the ingredients as I'm cooking. It'll just take too long and I'm on a time schedule limit. So cinnamon stick. So basically I'm just adding the whole spices in now. Bay leaves, a couple of curry leaves, and you can mash this as we go. great stuff. Whole peppercorns, 5-6 of them. And then this load of whole spices. Right, these spices are roasting beautifully. Let's add the sliced onions in now. Once that mincemeat is brown, I'm going to put the diced onions in there. And now I'm going to cook 4 tomatoes for the pilau. Right, the mince is lovely and brown now. I'm going to add the onions in here. You know, I'm thinking, because there's not loads of mince, I might add some veg to bulk it up. Yeah, I'll just add some frozen veg into here. And now the tomatoes are ready to go into here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some frozen mixed veg, about, I don't know, 300 grams, roughly. Did I mention that it's very hot today? Very hot today. So when you're in the kitchen, not fun. So I'm just going to peel and cut these potatoes. So what I usually do, I make the sauce part of the pilau. Once I put the chicken in and the potatoes, the yogurt, and then I leave it simmering to cook the chicken and the potatoes for about 30 minutes, I'll turn the heat off, and then later, like 6 o'clock, so it's like 1-2 o'clock now, 6 o'clock I'll finish the process off. So I'll have rice soaking, I'll turn the pan back on, I'll boil a kettle of water, add the soaked and drained rice into the pan. Once it comes to the boil again, just continue the process from there. So add the rice and then cook for 10 minutes and it's ready, and it just makes life a lot easier. Rather than if I start the process, just ignore my washing machine, it's doing a bit of spitting and gurgling and gargling, as you do. Yeah, it's just so much easier. If you've got like an hour or two before the kids are back from school, do your meal prep, and when they're back from school you can spend more time with them or sleep. Sleep is also an option, and as soon as they come back I need to give them a shower actually, because it's boiling hot. They come back all dirty and messy, and yesterday Nusaiba, she just would not, my 4-year-old, wouldn't get out of her uniform. She's like, I think I should sleep in these clothes, then I won't have to get changed in the morning. And then this morning when I woke her up for school, and then I was like, come on Seba, let's get dressed. And then she said, see, I told you I should have left the clothes on from yesterday. And I said, those clothes are dirty now, these ones are nice and fresh and clean. And she's like, let me smell them. Okay, these potatoes are cut now. Let's go back to the cooker. Let's now cook. So the tomatoes are looking really soft. Nice and soft, yeah, pretty much. And then here, the frozen veg is almost unfrozen. Spices, so garlic and ginger paste is going in there. If I had some biryani mix, I would have added it in, but I haven't bought any in a little while. So, you know, like the Laziza biryani mix or any other one really, I would have added like a tablespoon of that in. And I'm just going to chuck the chicken in, so it's a whole chicken in pieces. My washing machine won't shut up, honestly. It's working hard though, bless it. Imagine if I had to hand wash everything, I'd be dead. In the olden days, that's what they had to do. So chicken's in. I'm going to wait till it goes white and it's released its water, stirring occasionally. And I'm wondering what else to put in the keema. What else should I put in here? So I've got some garlic and ginger paste. I've had to take my princess plaster off because it's hanging off because it's wet, and I think I've healed already. I'm joking. Frozen veg, no longer frozen up. I think I'll add whatever's remaining of garlic and ginger paste into here. So that's like under like 1 tablespoon. I do have some garlic, ginger and chili cubes in the freezer that I meal prepped. So if I've got any meals to make throughout the week, I can use that. Or I could go and buy some. Stir that in. So I've got salt, mixed herbs, paprika and half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So a teaspoon of all the others and then half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Give it a mix. You know what, I'll just add the tomatoes in. So I've not actually got any passata, which is what I normally like to add to my lasagna. I thought we had a tub or two at home, otherwise I would have bought some. Silly me, but yeah, I'll just add a tin of chopped tomatoes. So I've got some rice in here, 800 grams I measured out. Just going to leave it soaking until it's time to use it in a couple of hours. So I'm going to use a couple of packets just to use them up and just to make things quicker. This was on offer in Farmfoods, these Nadia Tangi Taco recipe kit. 49p I think it was for a pack. I bought these a couple of weeks ago, but they're still on offer. Grab yourself some Nadia packets. Who doesn't love a bit of Nadia? So I'll coat the chicken thighs that I'm going to put in the burritos with this coating. And then for the lasagna, these I got for 9p. I think it was 9 or 19p from Farmfoods again a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, why not use them? Instead of doing the butter, plain flour and milk, it's just a packet of this white sauce, milk. So 300 mils for one packet, 600 mils for both of those. So right now I'm just waiting for the pilau bit of the meal prep to be done, so that I don't have to worry about this bit because my head's kind of all over the place at the moment. In 1 minute I'm gonna add the Greek yogurt and some potatoes and then cover it with water, leave it simmering. So a couple of tablespoons of Greek yogurt, 1, 2, 3 giant spoons of Greek yogurt, that should do it. Potatoes, 500 mils, cold water. I'm going to stir it all together. Bringing that to the boil, and then we're going to cover and simmer for 30 minutes. So the keema sauce for the lasagna looks okay. I'm going to pull it up here. We're going to put a small pan on here, put in 600 mils of milk. It says semi-skimmed, but we've only got whole. Oopsie. Add in the 2 sachets of the Coleman's white sauce, and then I'm just going to whisk it as it's coming to the boil. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? The pilau, it's come to the boil, turn it down, 30 minutes for that. The white sauce is nearly ready. It doesn't look as thick and creamy as when I make homemade, but it might be better actually because it'll soak into the wraps and stuff. Yeah, it's come to the boil. I'll turn that off now and get on with assembling the lasagna. I'm here now. Actually, it is kind of thick and fluffy. I guess I was being a bit impatient. Look at that. Oh, creamy, fluffy. I would normally add cheese in, but I forgot. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to top it with cheese anyway. So the lasagna I've decided to make because I've got so many tortilla wraps. It's like a Mexican. Is it a Mexican lasagna? I don't know what it's called, but I did share this recipe in one of my freezer meal preps. It was called freezer to oven, so 3 freezer to oven meals. So basically that means straight from the freezer into the oven and you've got your meal prepped and ready to go. So we're just going to layer it into a cake tin, 20 centimeter I think. We're going to layer the keema, then the white sauce, and then a tortilla wrap. Fits in perfectly pretty much, just about. And then just keep layering up until you filled it up and used up all your meat and stuff, and then top with some cheese. Brilliant, great, easy, quick, mashallah. So let's go for it. My battery's flashing, my camera battery, so it might cut out halfway while I'm showing you this great thing. So there's not much keema mixture. I might be able to make like 2 layers, but there you go. There's like an even layer on the bottom of that cake tin. Let's pour over lots of white sauce then, just to make up for it. Just to make up for the loss. It's fine, that's beautiful. Tortilla wrap. Stick that on. Do it again. Let's do it again. I think we're actually going to get 3 layers out of this. So you know what I'll do? I'll bring the camera closer so you can have a proper look at what's going on. What's going on today? It's not Italian this, it's Mexican, but why not? My face is sweating by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I'm not glowing, gloves. I'm sweating. Let's just hope the sweat doesn't drip into the food. Do you ever wonder, like when you go to a takeaway, where their hands have been? Sorry. Why is that funny? You don't know where someone's hands have been. I guess some people can get like OCD about that if they even think about it. They can get obsessively worried about things like that. But yeah, it's just something that I think about sometimes. Okay, I said I was going to bring you closer. I'm going to do that now. So 2 layers done. Let's do it again. My washing machine has been going on for ages. Like, is it done yet? 20 minutes it says. So I think I'm going to have to put the clothes out when the kids are back from school now, because it's 10 past 2. I'm hoping by 2:30 I'm done with my meal prep. Inshallah, just about. I might have 1 or 2 little things to do, but I can easily do that after. That looks okay, right? So we're gonna another layer, another little layer of this stuff, and then another tortilla wrap, and this is obviously going to be the final layer. So just add whatever you can on top. So whatever's left, just chuck it on top. We're going to cover it all with cheese anyway, so it's fine. So I'm going to add a layer of cheese to this. I might just use this whole packet. This is last week's cheese that I bought. I've bought a new fresh packet for this week. So wow, that's a lot of cheese. Actually, the white sauce is not very salty, so the cheese will go well. And then what I'm going to do with this, allow it to cool completely, cover it with some cling film, put it in the freezer, and then on the day that I'm going to use it, just take it out, stick it in the oven for about 30 minutes at around probably 200 centigrade. Yeah, I think we're going to have this early next week. So it's going to stay in the freezer for a couple of days. Mashallah, that's 1 meal done. And we're probably going to have some potato wedges on the side. I might put a little snack on the side as well, because for 9 people, it doesn't look like loads, even though there is a couple of layers. And even though the kids don't eat great anyway, especially in the evening. So I've got about 10 minutes before I need to pick the kids up. Actually 5 minutes, because I need to go and get changed. So it took me about 15 minutes cutting this chicken thigh. The thing with Worldwide, they leave quite a bit of the fat on, so you have to, like, it takes a bit extra to cut the meat. Whereas when I get it from Asda, it's cleaner, so I prefer it, but it's fine. So I'm going to use the tangy coating from these boxes that she's got. Some lemon juice. Even though it says it's tangy, I might as well just add more. Go on. Sunflower oil, just a bit of that. And I'll add some Greek yogurt in just to make it more saucy. Hey saucy. Hey you saucy minx. Yeah, mix that all together. And I'm going to leave that marinating overnight in the fridge. Let's chuck the chicken in. So cover that, refrigerate. So the meal prep is pretty much done. The only thing I need to do is shape the kebabs, which I'll do after I've got the kids. So alhamdulillah, I'm kind of impressed. We managed to get a lot done in this 2 hours it was. I said it'd be 2 hours. So chicken for the burritos tomorrow. The Mexican lasagna is cooling nicely. And the pilau, I've switched it off, and then I'm going to add rice to it later. So the kids are back from school now, and I can carry on with the last bit of meal prep that I've got to do. And we're going to make some kebabs. So I'm just going to lay them out on this baking paper. I'm not going to do what I normally do, where I roll it out and then use the cookie cutter, because it's not that much meat. I'll just shape them by hand and then lay them on here and then cut around them. Alrighty, so I'm a bit tired now. I've given up now, but I haven't really, because I have to finish off what I'm doing. So Nusaybah's gone to sleep. Couldn't give her a shower when she got back from school. I'll give her one when she wakes up. And I didn't get a chance to make the after school snack, so I'll do that now, inshallah. I've got these nice oven bats I showed you last time. They're lovely and soft. Oh yes. So I'm just going to slice them and make tuna and sweet corn pizza muffins. Sounds delicious. So I've lined these oven racks with foil. Pop them on. You know what I'm waiting for now? The point that I look forward to after meal prep and doing work is having a nice coffee, having my shower, and then having a nice coffee with that chocolate orange loaf cake that I showed you from Asda for 57p. I'm dreaming of that moment. Not long, inshallah. We're almost there. I didn't realise I wasn't recording, sorry about that. So I've got some tomato puree. I've put a bit on each muffin and then just use the back of a spoon to spread it. Next we're putting on some tuna. And then sweet corn. And finally, this grated cheddar. So these are going to go in the oven now for about 5-10 minutes, just until the cheese has grilled or melted. And I'll put it at like 180 centigrade, fan assisted, okay? So let's go ahead and pop these in the oven.